Hello there and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be trying out an eyeshadow palette from the Claps brand. This brand is available on a website called Babe Gem, which, I mean, honestly, I know I've said this previously, but every time I hear the word Babe Gem, it just makes me think this is the name that Claire's would have been called if Claire's was not Claire's, and probably owned by a very egotistical person called Claire, who said, no, this shop must be named after moi. I have already tried a highlighter palette and a glitter, and I think there was something else, but it obviously was not very memorable. But I've tried a couple of other products that have come from the Babe Gem website. The highlights palette I tried was from the Claps brand, and I actually really liked it. One thing that I have noticed about the Babe Gem website is that it calls itself an affordable place to buy makeup, but I actually think it's quite expensive because, I mean, I'm talking about this from, an individual who lives in the UK, and I'm not familiar with the brands that are available on the Babe Gem website. Maybe in other parts of the world, the Claps is like a Maybelline in somebody's country. But I just think the prices did seem particularly high, considering that to me they weren't well-known brands. But then, I mean, if you think about it, like, indie brands can be quite expensive because their production costs are high. So, I mean, I'm not knocking them, I'm just stating a fact that I was a little bit surprised by how expensive the products were. I did really like the highlighter palette I tried, and I really liked the pot of glitter, but they were expensive. Make of that what you will. Oh, I forgot to put my actual lipstick on. So I've lined my lips. Look, can you see? I've lined them, but I forgot to actually put my lipstick on. Oh my gosh. There was me thinking I was ready to film, and I was anything but ready. Also, look at the hair today. I was watching TV with Honeys the other day, and somebody had crimped hair, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have crimpers, and I've not crimped my hair in like so long. So I dusted off my crimpers, and ta-da! And I must say, as someone who has extremely thin hair, crimping it makes the world of difference, because it's so nice to actually feel like I've got a full head of hair. I love crimping. I might just crimp every single day. Just call me Little Crimper. That could be like either my rap name, or if I'm ever on Drag Race, my drag name will be Little Crimps or Little Crimps. Little Crimps. Then I could also double up as a SoundCloud rapper. Okay, so I'm just going to pop my lip product on, realising that the lip liner that I used is way too dark for this, but oh well. I'll just sit really far back so nobody actually notices. By the way, I know my boobs look huge today. I know they do. And yes, I did have a boob job. I did, guys, because I put a video up a while ago where I was inadvertently trying to tell you, yes, I had a boob job, but I didn't want to like make it very, like, I didn't want to actually say, yes, I had a boob job. I was trying to be all subtle and shit. But some people, I don't think, I think a lot of people didn't see that video. And maybe even people that did see it, maybe I wasn't too subtle. I don't know. But yeah, I had a boob job. I did. And they're much bigger, firmer. And I actually have body confidence again. So, and by the way, for people saying, oh my gosh, they look too big, like, oh, they're fake, like, why did you do that? Because I've always been very self-conscious of my boobs. My weight fluctuated a lot when I was in my teenagers. I have never been body confident when it comes to my chest. I've had 2 kids who I breastfed for 2 years each. My boobias, they were saggy. And there's nothing wrong with saggy boobias. Nothing at all. They were workhorses. They fed my children. I have the greatest of respect for my saggy boobias. But that doesn't mean that I cannot get them worked on, which is what I did, and I love them, and I'm very happy with my decision. So there we go. But they do look big today, I know. But anyway, guys, I've just forgot that I'm actually filming a video about an eyeshadow palette today. So guys, the eyeshadow palette that we're going to be trying out today, which I'm sure you're really pleased to see it. I'm sure you were just thinking, oh my gosh, is she actually going to do an eye look today? Or is she just going to talk about her big fake boobs? Like, I mean, really. But this is the Clapo Claps Hello 2000 eyeshadow palette. Like, it's called Hello 2000. I've checked the expiry date and it's well within date. I don't know if they made this in advance of the year 2000 or not, but if they did, it's kind of worrying that, well, it's not worrying. It could be like a classic, like an icon. It's still around after all these years. But yeah, do you know there's some scroats outside? Sorry, yes, I'm calling them scroats. They've been wandering up and down the street causing mayhem. My Roads WhatsApp group is going to be blinging and blanging all over the place. What are these scroats up to? They look like they're up to no good. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so distracted. Right, anyway, guys, the eyeshadow palette, Hello 2000. So I actually think this looks really, really beautiful. It doesn't really look very cohesive. Like, I'm not looking at this palette and immediately thinking of a theme or immediately kind of feeling inspired for what kind of eye look I could create, because it seems to me like they've just popped a load of different coloured shadows in here. Do they complement one another? No, but they're there. And you know what, I'm going to make this work. And I know that I was just very negative about the palette, but I'm actually really, really excited about giving it a go. And even though I can't really look at this and think immediately like, what look am I going to create, I can think of like many different mini looks I could create, and I like that. So in this palette, you've got mattes, you've got shimmers, you've got mattes that are infused with glitter, you've got pressed glitter, and then you've got a very sheer duochrome at the top. This palette costs $28. All of the prices on Babe Gem are in dollars. So yeah, $28 probably works out about 23 Great British pounds, which if this palette turns out to be good, then I think that's not too bad. Also, I just want to say that the pans, like this whole eyeshadow palette, kind of, it gives me Kaleidos makeup vibes, not through the aesthetics, but through the pans. And I'm really like intrigued today to find out, is the formula going to be like Kaleidos makeup? I don't know why I'm trying to start some detective like novel shit here. Like, ooh, the pans, they're rectangular, like Kaleidos makeup. Ew, is it by the same makers? Is it made in the... Oh, there's Carmen. Oh, right on time. Okay, so I'm going to cut to the swatches now so that you can check them out. And then I'll be back and we're just going to get stuck into our eye look. Although I may get distracted by something, probably. It's very likely. Okay, so I've just filmed the swatches. It's actually now a week or so after I tried the palette. Honestly, the swatches, they're not great, but I have learnt from experience that you can't really judge an eyeshadow just based off swatches. So, I mean, I don't think the swatches are terrible, but I did feel like the mattes were a little bit... I can't think of the word that I'm thinking, that I want to think of. The mattes were a little bit not solid. Is that the word? Crumbly, dry, chunky. They were just not my favourite. Okay, so I think the first shadow I'm going to go into today is the lightest one in the palette, which is this kind of off-white matte. I'm just going to be popping that under my brow bone and all over my lid just to act as a bit of a matte base. My chair is very squeaky today. I don't know why I'm insisting on using a brush that is probably 10 times too big for the job. I just don't know, but anyway. Okay, so the powder seems very nice, finely milled, very creamy, so I like it. Okay, so next, I think I'm going to go in with this peachy shade here. It does look to have little gold glitters in there. I am going to be popping that all around my crease. Okay, so I really like that. Oh my gosh, it's such a beautiful peach shade, and I can see those little gold glitters just kind of shimmering away. They're very subtle. I can definitely see them. Also, this shadow is blending out so beautifully, and it's also very, very nicely pigmented. You know, for such a light shade, I think it's really giving us a lot. So I'm liking it. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Okay, so I really, really like that shadow. I think it's given me everything that I wanted and more. It blended out beautifully. Okay, so next we're going to go into the kind of more vibrant, kind of peachy shade. This is a matte. It doesn't look to have any glitters in there whatsoever. So I'm just going to be popping that all around my crease, but I'm not going to take it as high as I applied the first peach shade. Again, it's very pigmented, very easy to blend, and it's just very vibrant and bright. Hello!
There's more stuff for all of them are popped and Dre not letting me share.
Well, tell him, Mummy said he must share. Okay, so next I'm going to go in with this beautiful blue shade. It may be a controversial move, but I'm going to pop that on my lower lash line. Even I'm not convinced this is going to work, but I'm a tryer. I'm going to give it a go. Oh my gosh. This is either going to be like a really great idea or it's just going to like feck everything up. But I mean, I believe that you should always try things. So here we go. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I mean, that is a beautiful, beautiful shade. It is so gorgeous. So I'm literally just kind of stamping it on. And then we're going to go in and blend in a minute. That is a show stealer. I mean, I feel like the peach now has just disappeared into oblivion because everyone's just focusing on the beautiful blue. By the way, this nose piercing doing my head in. Ooh, Carmen's just seen me. She shut her curtain. Is she not interested in the show today? I mean, that made me feel like, oh my gosh, am I not good enough anymore, Carmen? I mean, really? I'm gonna stamp. Carmen just probably saw my ginormous fake boobs and she's probably just like scared. There we go. I am next going to blend the shadows out. I am going to use a tiny bit of the off-white shade just to, well, I don't really know why. I just think it may soften the edges of the blue a little bit. This is all just trying out new things, Well, I believe that, if you're not trying new things, well, you might as well just be dead. Okay, so, yeah, that off-white shade really did a great job of just, blending out the blue. And now I have no idea what we're going to be doing next, honestly. I think I may pop a little bit of the yellow. I think I'm just going to go in the inner corner because yellow is super brightening in the inner corner. And then I might even pop a little bit of yellow just under the brow at the top. Okay, so I really, really like the yellow in the inner corner. I just think, it's kind of subtle, but when I turn my head, it's oh no, look, I've got some of the shadow on my top. Can you see? You're probably not. You're probably all you can see are big fake boobs. But, oh God, do you know what? I stood up in a very quick, unplanned way. And now I've just feel like I've just pulled my pelvis. It's like, I don't know, this is just getting older, I suppose. When I'm kind of kneeled down on the floor, I have to like prepare myself for standing up. Like, okay, Anwen, you got this. Come on, girl, just push. And then I push and I'm up and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm getting so old, like literally. But anyway, right, we're going to do the other side. I really do think that I've pulled my pelvis though. I might have to take a paracetamol something in a minute. Anyway, I love the yellow, by the way. Like, I'm really enjoying it. I mean, so far, I do think that the quality of these shadows is really, really good. I like how pigmented they are, how vibrant, bright they are. But I also am really enjoying how easy they are to apply. Like, everything's blending out so effortlessly. And I just think I'm having fun. Like, I'm having so much fun with with this eyeshadow. Not just any eyeshadow palette, with this fecker. I'm going to pop a bit of the yellow just under my brow here. Why, I hear you ask? I have no fucking idea. I mean, you can't really see it, but I like it. I'm doing it on the other side. Okay, so I really like that because I feel like it's just brought the whole eye looking together. I know some people will probably really disagree with me. Some people will be like, oh my gosh, like, Anwen, what are you doing? Like, what are you even doing? But I really like that. It just keeps the craziness alive with the eye look. It's like, yes, we've got blue under the eye, very heavy smoky blue. We've got coral, we've got yellow on the inner corner, and then, oh my gosh, to top it off, we've also got yellow under the brow. I just love it. Oh my gosh, I love doing these kind of like non-wearable looks. That sounds awful, doesn't it? Non-wearable looks. But no, I love doing these looks that are a little bit more creative and artistic, and I honestly don't do them very often, but I just seem to have the most fun when I create these kinds of like avant-garde looks. Oh my god, did I just call my look avant-garde? I think I did. Okay guys, so next we have to do something with the old lids. So I am going to create a little bit of a cut crease, then I'm going to come back and I'm going to be very indecisive about which shade to actually put on my cut crease. But anyway, we're going to do it now. So I've created my cut crease and I'm just going to set it again with the off-white shade from the palette. Anyway, oh my gosh, sorry about that little burp, guys. So, okay, oh my gosh, now we have to choose which of the shadows are we going to actually put on the lid. I really actually want to use this one here, and I feel like there's no other shadow I could honestly use. I think this silver one definitely does look nice, but it's very sheer and it's just like, it's very glittery. So I think the green one would be a really good one to go for, just because I don't want simple today. I want pizzazz. Oh my gosh, this glitter is absolutely like gorgeous. It's so beautiful. The predominant colour is like a kind of greeny shade, but it is multicolored. Like I can see blue, orange, purple. I can see loads of different fucking colours in there. Oh, that's so beautiful. Can you see that? Oh, it's so pretty. I am really, really loving this palette. I mean, it's one of those palettes though that I can't see that I would really be reaching for that often, just because I love the shades that I've used, and the palette does definitely have some like more neutral shades. You've got the camel brown, you've got bronze, you've got peaches. So there are some very usable shades in here, but I tend to like to, cause I kind of select a palette for the day and I'll just use that one palette. But to me, this is more of like a supplementary kind of palette where you would use it alongside another palette, you know? And I'm just not really down with that supplementary kind of lifestyle, you know? I like a palette that's just going to do everything I want it to do. But oh my gosh, like you cannot deny the glitter is mesmerizing. Okay, so I have finished the eye look. This is it. I really, really like it. I feel like I'm ready to go to like a carnival right now, but I'm going to finish off doing my mascara, and then I'll be back to show you the final look. Okay, so I've done my mascara, and I'm just going to pop some Rodeo Drive Highlighter by Ofra, just because I think this look requires some kind of bronzed glow. Oh, there we go. And I'm going to put a little bit there, a little bit there. And I'm also going to apply a new lip product to my lips because I didn't really like what I had on, and I don't think it was, I don't know, I just wanted something a bit more nudie. So yeah, I'm going to find a nudie lip product. Oh my gosh, so guys, I kind of look like Sideshow Bob right now, but I'm not hating it at all because it's just so nice to actually feel like I have a full head of hair. So, okay, so I'll just kind of leave it like that. Anyway, I don't know what's going on with my hair, but let's just ignore it for now. Okay, so this is the finished eye look. I must say, I really love it. I'm kind of in two minds about this palette because on the one hand, I have no criticisms whatsoever about the formula of the eyeshadows. Carmen's in the window. She's in the window. So I'm just going to pretend like this is a book and I'm reading it. It's very interesting, Carmen. Very good. I like this book a lot. Yeah, so I have no complaints whatsoever about the formula. I think it was super easy to work with. And I do feel like the eyeshadows are very high quality. But the criticism that I do have, and the reason why I'm kind of in two minds about this, is just like the choices of shades in the palette. I think that you could definitely create a neutral kind of everyday eye look with the palette. But I think it's just a little bit like a confusing palette. To me, this is not a palette I can see myself reaching for regularly or, you know, just really enjoying that much because, and I feel really bad saying that. And it's, you know, everything in makeup is subjective. But from subjectively, like from my perspective, the shades in this palette just don't, they don't come and bite me on the vagina and say, yes, use me. I will take you to a whole new land of makeup experience. You know what I mean? And I want my eyeshadow palettes to come and bite me on the vagina and scream at me and say, hey, girl, you need me in your collection. You've definitely got me in numerous other forms, but you need me too. You know what I mean? And I just don't really get that with the palette, but I think the quality is amazing. And I definitely would say that if you are drawn to this palette, if you're attracted to the palette, I would definitely recommend because you definitely wouldn't be disappointed with the quality of the eyeshadows. No siree. Anyway guys, I am going to go. Thank you so much for watching the video today. I really appreciate it. I hope that you've enjoyed it and I hope to see you in the next video.